back at it.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Bull City Pioneers podcast. Tuning in to your two favorite Latinos. My name is Hector.
My name is Luis.
And welcome back to the Bull City Pioneers podcast.
Second one in the row. Congratulations, sir.
It just feels really redundant, man, because I said welcome back to the Bull City Pioneers, and then I say it again.
To the Bull City Pioneers podcast. Keyword, podcast.
I do say that.
You didn't say it right now. You said to the Bull City Pioneers. You didn't say it.
Welcome back to another episode of the Bull City Pioneers podcast.
You said it right now, but you didn't say it the first time.
Whatever, bro.
Hey, man, you didn't say it the first time. I caught you red-handed. So, guys, as you can see, we're back same place as we were in the last episode. But this time, we are sitting on a different couch.
Yes.
So, today, I found the...
How did this happen?
What happened? Yeah, so that's a good question. So I found the motivation and guidance to, I said, let's go get a couch, all right, I asked my dad for his truck, cool, he says yes. Well, I didn't ask him, I just took it. He doesn't care, he has like 2-3 trucks. And, all right, go pick it up, tie it down. I thought I tied it down pretty good. Keyword, thought. I thought I had tied it up, pretty tight. But I'm driving, I was like, you know what? I don't have that much confidence in my tying. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna take the highway at all. I'm just gonna go on the back country roads, and that's what I did. Driving. I was 6 minutes. No, it was 5 minutes away. Mm-hmm. 5 minutes, man. 5 fucking minutes. I was like, cool, we'll make it good. We it hasn't even moved since I left downtown Durham, so we should be good. And then I'm driving, and then I'm gonna make a left turn. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting to make I'm waiting for the traffic to go so I can make the left turn. I make the left turn a little too sharp and too hard and fast, and all I see is the fucking
notice there's only one pillow here.
Yeah, notice there's only one pillow because I forgot to put the pillows in the truck instead of leaving it in the back.
Bruh.
And so I'm pretty sure that's when it went flying, the pillow, because that one was still that one stayed on. So I make the left turn, and then I just see this thing do like a 90-degree shift, and I'm like, oh shit, that shit's gonna fall over. It's gonna fall over.
You didn't tie it down or anything?
I did, but my tying skills weren't like
well,
amazing.
You should have just put these in the actual truck inside.
Yeah,
cushions.
That's what I said, Hector.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh. I was just trying to emphasize it.
Emphasize on my mistake. That's fine. I'm cool with that.
We all make mistakes.
That's what friends gotta do. Yeah, but
what the fuck was that?
I went for a high five. Gotta give myself some dad. You know what I'm saying? But it does like a 90-degree, and I'm like, fuck, man, that shit's about to fall over. And I'm pretty sure there was a cop on the other side of the street, so I know he would have given me a hard time about that.
What if it's still out on the highway? Would you stop and pick it up?
That's a good question. Would you?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
Fuck that. It's probably dirty, but I mean, we gonna get new pillows eventually, right? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. We might have. So, let's talk about what we need, so we can see if they have it. If they have it, they can hit us up. If you guys, what?
What do you mean?
So
just keep talking.
Yeah. So what we need, as in what we need for the studio. If you guys have anything for sale that could help us out, send us a DM. We'll buy it off you if it's at a fair price. Of course.
That's a fair price.
Broke Boy Gang, what's up? We back again.
What'd I say about that?
What's up, boy?
What'd I say about
Broke Boy Gang with $1 million mindset? What's up?
That's a little better.
Yeah, so a little tad bit. It'll get better when we actually become millionaires. But what I was gonna say is we need a rug. So if I know there's a bunch of artists and creatives that watch us. So if you make rugs, or if you want to make us a rug and you want to sell it to us, send us a DM. Or if you already have a rug and you want to sell it to us, we're not gonna take anything. By the way, I mean we broke boy gang with $1 million mindset, but we're not gonna take it. You know, just any fucking rug. You know what I'm saying? So
better not be like dog for all over it.
Yeah, bro.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, we need a rug. If you guys have any like acoustic foam or sound panels, in other words, and you want to sell it, you want to get rid of it, hit us up. We'll take it as well. You know what I'm saying? Artwork, anything, artwork. You know, please, if you want us to hang up your art, please send us a DM. I will personally drive to you. I'm not gonna make you move.
We have one edition today.
Yeah, we have one edition. So this is an art piece that kind of art piece that I put in. This is from my my senior year of high school. I took AP photography, 4 or something like that, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna do this, and you know, I'm gonna take this class. This was my pathway. And Mr. Thompson, my photography teacher, he gifted me a shirt that says Max Deffield F32, because he was always on us about, you know, about that type of stuff. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even remember what it means. I forgot everything, bro. And cool thing about it is that it has his face, or like, you know, kind of has his face on the back. Yeah. Let's see. You can see it.
Hopefully you guys can see that. Turn your head upside down.
Yeah, hopefully you can see that. But I'm gonna have some issues. Okay, we'll find it in a little bit. But yeah, that's what we need right now. What else do you think we need, Hector? I mean, shelves. Yeah, shelves.
Just to make this place more.
Yeah, we want to make it home, you know. And the thing is like we're kind of like slowing down on the interview. Well, it's not an interview, because an interview is more formal. We do conversations, podcast. So we're like, you know, slowing down on the podcast with other people, just because we want to get this set up and get it situated. Because honestly, starting a studio or like a area from zero is actually pretty. You got to think about stuff. You got to research. You got to look for stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want to also spend like $1 million on you know,
stuff you don't need. Yeah,
stuff you don't need. So, you know, I've been researching how you can best, you know, deal with like acoustic foam and sound panels. You know, just you know, trying to come up with ideas to make, you know, trying to make this a more homey place. How I said, I really want to fill this wall with art, for sure. I want to fill it with art, man. It's like everything. Well, it doesn't even have to be like art from Bull City, you know. It can be from anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind at all. And merch as well. I mean, I love having merch around and showcasing it.
Right now we have like 7 panels on the wall.
Yeah, we have 7.
Ain't much, but
it really isn't, bro. But it's totally fine. I mean, we're gonna order some more, correct? Yeah, we're gonna order more just to stick it up on the wall. Shit. And we'll also figure.
Keep talking.
Oh, okay. But we're also trying to figure out like the AC system of this place. You know, because it doesn't have an AC system. Well, we brought in like a little fan over there, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm trying to figure it out. Like, it's probably gonna be better if we hang it up. I get like I don't know, one of those little fans that are kind of like, they don't look like fans, they look like heaters, but it's actually a fan or something. That'd be mad cool. Probably hang it up somewhere so it doesn't get in the way, because we are in a somewhat small place, to be honest with you.
Turn this into a gym.
Yo! I mean,
there's one dumbbell right there.
I mean, hey, if it works, you know? But, yeah. You got any topics for us?
I was trying to look for. I thought I had a list, but I think I might have deleted it.
Bruh.
Well, I'm gonna look in my deleted folder. You might be hearing like a bunch of like rubbing back and forth because we're using this one as the mic. This one.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
Mm-hmm. But the little sofa that we were using last time is in the corner.
Yeah.
So we're trying to maximize our time here, and we're also trying to maximize what we could do in this area, you know? So like what can we do to, you know, maximize the quality of video, but also like maximize the visuals as well. How I said we want more art. And shout outs again to Waco, man. That dude is fucking awesome for fucking providing this his garage for us. He just like, take it. Well, not take it, use it. I'm like, hey, we'll use it. Shit, we'll gladly use it, But I hope he's able to like, use this space as well. Because I mean, we have lights and tripods. I really hope that he can, use this to his, use it to his use as well.
I wanted to ask you,
what's up?
Because I was just looking around, just thinking of this place. I was curious to get your thoughts on like how you think you've grown as a podcaster.
As a podcaster, so first of all, my conversation, like I know how to start up a conversation. So one thing that it helps me with is conversating with people and not being as shy as I used to be before the podcast. So before the podcast, it would take some balls out of me to go up to a person and just have a conversation. When I say go up to somebody like that you don't know, somebody that's random, you've never seen them before, and have a conversation with, because that a lot of people are shy.
Yeah.
Two, I think that one thing also is like my research skills. So before doing a dude, how I said, man, I'm the FBI now, man. So to have a successful podcast, sometimes you need to research your guest. If you don't know your guest,
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, I mean, if you know the person deeply, like if we invited, Waco over, like
we'd already kind of have an idea.
Yeah, there you go. You need to research them to the max.
Yeah.
With exceptions. Don't go on white pages and start looking this man, everybody up, what I'm saying?
Who still uses it? Do people still use that?
I mean, if you're trying to find something out. Wait, is it white pages or yellow?
I don't know.
No, it's white pages. Yeah, where you can look up where they live, their name, and, certain
I think
information.
that is yellow pages.
I think it's, I don't know. But, I mean, like dig through their Instagram, even back to, when they first, joined Instagram in 2013 or 2012. That's okay, it's what were you going to say?
I said it, or actually like hit the link in their bio to see what the heck they do.
Yeah, there you go.
Because, everybody just skips through shit like that.
Or, people do multiple things,
Yeah.
Like, people don't only sing nowadays. They might sing and they might do video work. Or, AJ the Menace, and Leon Gamble. Well, yeah, both of them technically, but more AJ the Menace. He raps. He knows how to do crazy videography work. And as well, he can produce. He has more than one trait. So which means that you can talk about more than one thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that type of stuff you want.
Oh, what you just said actually sparked something that I heard recently. I was on Waco's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw me post it last night, and he brought up a pretty interesting topic during the conversation on his podcast, and he said around the lines of, would you rather be like an expert or a master in one thing, but be like terrible at everything else, or mediocre at everything else, or be pretty good, like not master, but like excellent or good in various things, but like never be able to be perfect at one thing. Does that make sense?
It does. It makes perfect sense. And I think I would prefer to be somewhat good, or good at a good standard at multiple things, than just being a master in one thing. Because in terms of survival, you gotta be, you gotta do, everything from A to Z to be able to survive,
Yeah.
The person who survives is truly the one who knows how to do multiple things, not one that just does one thing and just stays at that, that level. Like, kind of like a business, in business, a business owner, when it first starts up a company or a business, you know, they have to, you know, research and learn how to do different things, you know, so they can make sure that their business runs until they can, you know, go to the next level where they can hire somebody that knows how to do that certain thing, you know. So I think that being able to do multiple things is way better than just being able to do one thing really good.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
There you go. I mean, it's like it's at the end
a jack of all trades.
Yeah, a jack of all trades. Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer to be a jack of all trades any day of the week. Any day of the week. Shit. And plus, it's like, you know, it gets boring just being good at one thing. I mean, if you love it, maybe not. But the thing is you have to expand out. Is what I'm saying. Like, you have to expand your knowledge continuously to be able to survive, especially in this environment that we have now. In the United States, you gotta pretty much, you know a little bit about everything to be able to, like, you know, be good.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Is like, I'd rather, like me as a person, for as long as I've, like, you know, just been aware of it, and I realized that I was a person who gets bored pretty quickly with stuff. So that's why I do what I do, like podcasting, clothes, and photography, and then some other stuff that I'm working on. I mentioned it on his podcast, but I don't want to make it too vocal right now. I told you.
Working with another person type of stuff?
No, like different stuff. I'll tell you.
Nah, just cut this part out. Cut this part out. Oh yeah. You did tell me about that, yeah. And we're back. You want to clap it?
No, don't matter.
Alright, cool. Or what you could just do is like make like the buzz sound.
Oh, like
yeah.
Like
so,
like censor it out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But yeah, I realized ever since I was like conscious of it or aware of it that I just get bored of stuff quickly. So I'd rather do multiple stuff, which keeps my mind busy and going and just learning and just, you know, getting better at those things than to just be focused on one thing because I get bored so quickly.
When do you think it's do you see that as a positive trait? I mean, it can be both positive and negative, but don't you think in the long run it might be a negative? Or
the one argument that I could see people just make is that, like, it's just gonna take you longer to learn something because you're spreading yourself thin over various things.
Yeah.
So you're not giving this one thing enough attention to get better at it enough for it to be good. But I don't know. Like I just think people are wired differently. I think if you're capable of it, then you can get better at it, just as good or even better than someone else. I don't know. I think just people are just wired differently. So
one thing that kind of fits that, and as well as, you know, what you guys were talking about in Waco's podcast. What is it called again? Sorry.
The seasoning.
The seasoning, yeah.
Shout out the seasoning.
I thought I was gonna say the season, but it's the seasoning. Okay, gotcha. But one thing that, you know, kind of works with, you know, both of those topics is there's this guy. He deals with a lot of like real estate tech startups. His name is Max Maxwell, and basically one thing that he kind of talks about, you know, he's been talking about lately, is that he had 10 failed businesses before he had one successful business. So he did 10 different things before he was able to get that one thing that kind of made him the guy he is now, you know, in the image of the public. So that, I mean, how's that? That goes back to what you were saying. I think it's okay to, you know, try different things until you find that one thing that kind of like makes you or breaks you. You know what I'm saying? Which is honestly, it's a good thing. I mean, that's why sometimes I beat myself up, because I try so many things. You know, I try so many things as well, and I'm like, oh, is that a good business idea? And I'm like, let me try it out. Try it out for like 3 months. Then I fell. You know, I tried it. You know, I put my effort in. Then I failed. And I'm like, oh look, there's another business idea over here. Maybe it's better. Let me go try it out. Try it out for 3 months. I fell again. You know. And honestly, I've been going like that for like, you know, a year now, and I'm like, That shit's low-key fun, though. It's good and it's bad, of course. But it keeps you moving. And I just learned so much stuff, dude. I honestly feel like I've learned more stuff in the last year than I've, learned in my whole life, to be honest with you. It's like you try different things, you're going to learn different things. And, it's just, it expands your knowledge to a point where it's just like you want to know more, but you're not, going to school for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to school for it. I'm not doing 4 years of it, and then, when I get that degree, I'm like, fuck, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So you might as well, even if you're in school, try different things, try different things.
It's important.
It's important. It's good, especially the first year of freshman year. What the fuck? The first year of college. It's like, it's important to just try as much stuff as possible, because then it's like you'll have a more defined decision when you choose, what you want to do in the bigger picture of life. That's what I think, to be honest. And I'm actually glad that I failed a couple times in the last year. It's just like, fuck, I failed. But you know what? Shit, it was fun while it lasted. I mean, try something else and not give up, not fall into the slavery. I cannot speak. That's another thing that we were talking about earlier. Well, one thing that having a podcast has helped me to do is fucking speak better, bro. Because I usually stutter the fuck out my shit, man.
Yo,
I stutter a lot, and I still stutter.
I still do.
I know, but not as much as me though. I still stutter a lot on camera. That's because I get not nervous, but it's like I know there's people watching me. But I used to do it way more.
For me, it's just that like my thoughts just come quicker to my head, and I feel like my mouth can't keep up.
Oh yeah. That happens to me too sometimes. I think that happens every time you're public. You do some public speaking, which is alright. I mean, we're growing. We're going as this podcast is growing, to be honest with you guys. The more followers we get, the better we're gonna get. The better we're getting. At doing this.
For me, I think for me it's just being like on top of stuff.
On top of stuff, you think so?
Like staying focused and working consistently on something. Because before this and like the clothing and everything, I would just like after work I'd go home, play video games, bro. Just video games.
Really?
That was it. Like I wasn't really focused on much.
Wait, how long ago was that?
Like a year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago. Was that before or after the brand?
Before. Yeah.
Before the brand.
Before the brand.
Before the brand.
I mean, I did play occasionally, obviously, with like my little brother.
I mean, that's totally fine. That's a good thing.
That's just like a stress.
So basically, before the brand, you would go home and just play,
just play video games.
Play video games. That's all.
Yeah, and be on my computer and watch YouTube videos. That was it. I didn't really like work towards anything really, but then I did this, and it's just kept me motivated to strive for something better.
Yeah.
And this interests me more than just being like on the fucking controller and stuff now.
Hell yeah, dude. Same here. I mean, I used to, before a year ago or a year and some change, I used to be in high school. So, in high school, I was just too focused on the school. So I was too worried about other things, like, shit, like, how am I going to afford a 4-year degree? I'm like, whatever comes is going to come. I just need to, keep hustling at my own thing, and do what I love, which is 1, software development, 2, real estate, 3, doing a podcast, and 4, shit, I'm not going to say. But,
oh, okay, you got something up your sleeve too.
Yeah, shit, I got you, bro. I got you, man. And 4, I have a 5th one, but my 4th one is just trying different businesses,
Oh.
Trying different business models, trying different businesses, and reaching as many niches, or experimenting with every niche that I can before, I get that, big hit, See, the thing is, most people think that they're gonna get their hit, or their hit early, bro. Sometimes they don't come until it's 30, like
40.
Maxwell, yeah, or even 40. Like Maxwell, he was, his basically all of his 20s, he was basically failing at shit. Which between 20 and 30, he failed at 10, failed at 10 businesses. If you do the math, which I'm terrible at sometimes, that means that he's, if we're gonna, do averages or that means he probably did one business per year for every year in his 20s. And he failed every single damn year. That's a whole decade of failing. That's 30s. Crazy, man. That's a whole decade of failing.
Yeah.
And then, when he reached 30, he got his hit, man. He's a millionaire now. He provides. He's a provider. And now he's helping people, start, do business startups.
And I think it's crazy how, like, we as young people, we're always beating our own selves up for, like, why am I not getting there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, we all talk about it, yes. And, like, it's been said and done before. Like, every podcast has talked about it. Every millennial podcast has talked about it.
Yeah.
But, like, it's an internal thing, bro. Like, you just can't beat yourself up for, like, not being where you feel like you should be. It's like, just where we are now is where we should be. Just being in the moment and like working towards building the podcast.
The thing about it is, in the media and in the world, really, everybody's gonna have their turn. Everyone. When you think about it, everyone is gonna have their turn. God damn, I can't speak. It's just it depends on how much time it takes before you get your turn. Like I said, Maxwell is a good.
If you work.
If you work hard and you keep, consistent. I mean, I know we always bring this man up, but he's always a good example. Gary Vee. I mean, he wasn't, a major big thing until after his 30s, because he waited for his turn and he hustled until he got his turn, make it big, And I'm like, damn, that's just crazy. Like, people stop doing things or stop at this business or hobby or anything. They stop because they don't see success. But what they don't see is if they would have continued to do a certain thing and they would have waited for their turn to make it big, they would have resolved a lot of life problems. And that counts financially, mentally, and emotionally.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a sec.
Go ahead.
Or like 5 minutes ago, you were saying that you only stuck to something for like 3 months and then you would move on.
I was just for this year, though. I was just for this year. Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, bro. I see what you mean. And honestly, I have no answer for that. I have no answer.
I got him.
I have no answer for that. Trust me. I have no answer for that. But I mean, it is what it is, to be honest with you. I guess you just gotta find something that you love and stick with it.
That's the note.
That's the disclaimer I should have found. I should have put. Yeah, you're right. Fuck. Yeah.
I feel like it's just that though. It's just the passion. Like sometimes you find something you're passionate of it in the moment, and it just wears out. Like, you feel like it was, and it actually wasn't. But if it still interests you though in the long run, and you continue to do it, and you just happen to find like new ways for it to entertain you or it bring you joy, is what is more important.
Yeah, basically, dude.
Because like I said earlier, I get bored easily, so I just have to find different ways for it to entertain me and to get better at it.
Because although you get bored at stuff, you still continue doing it. Like I know you got bored a little bit with the clothing brand.
Yeah.
And then you did the podcast, and then you got a little bored of the podcast, so you did the photography thing more. But he still kept doing the brand, Hector, the podcast, Bullshitty Pioneers, and now the photography business. It's technically a business now, right? Because you've been doing. Let's talk about that.
That's different though, because for the brand,
at all three. I mean,
the brand. I haven't really put anything out in a while, but like I'm trying not to like beat myself up. It ties back into that, beating yourself up for not being where you are. I try not to beat up myself about it because I know that like starting a brand is
fucking hard, dude.
Is easy in the first steps, but it's hard for like funding and just money, really. Money is the biggest problem.
Do you know how many decades Nike, Adidas, and Pumas went before? Yeah, and you know,
they were like the 80s or something.
Yeah, you know how many decades? Probably probably like 2. How many years it took before they actually made it to where they're at right now? Yeah. To that level, to that level of market. I mean, it took them years. And the thing is like you still have to be. You still stay consistent though. You post every day on the brand page, and you do the photography thing every week, and then we also stay consistent on the Cool City Pioneers podcast page as well, and recording as well, which we don't want to have a day off. We had a day off, or we missed like 1 or 2 weeks because we didn't
have an episode.
Yeah, we didn't have time or a location. You know what now, man? One thing that I was telling Hector before the podcast, this podcast episode, when we were setting up, I was like, bro, we got this location. Let's maximize what we can do, and let's not have any losses. Basically cut our losses as well. Like we have this location. We can come in as late as we want to. We're not gonna come here too late, but we can come in here as late as we want, or as early as we want. We might as well use it, and even though we're gonna do like an episode late at night, we're still gonna get it in. The important thing is getting it in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. But that's what she said. Bruh.
Well, I mean, I was gonna finish, and you straied off the topic a little bit about the brand and finding ways to stay interested, and then also with the photography. You're shooting somebody new every time that you go out and shoot.
Yeah, that is also true.
Like you're learning something new about somebody every time that you go out and shoot. If you're not shooting with like old friends and stuff.
And it's a form of networking.
Yeah.
And also that's one thing as well. Is like this podcast is another form of networking. We get to meet new people.
Yeah,
we get to talk to new people. And that's the beauty of it. I love I love getting to know people. Like There's a story behind every person, correct? And that's what I like to get out. I like to get the story out of everyone that we have on the podcast, or even if we don't get them on the podcast, like a person that I meet that I can vibe with. I can I like to get the story out. Kind of like when I was doing a little real estate showing at a house, and there was a gentleman that came in. We were just chilling, and he was talking, and he had actually gone to Northern. High school in Durham, played on their football team, was pretty big on it, went to college on a full ride, and went to the military afterwards, and apparently his mother was one of my teachers back in back in first grade. So it was like, bro,
first grade?
Yeah, because I recognized the last name, and it's fucking crazy. I mean, how I said, I just
remember your first grade teacher's name?
She was pretty nice. Yeah.
You remember her name?
Yeah, Miss White.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, how I said. I mean, she was a pretty nice teacher, but it's just like getting the story out of everyone that I meet is kind of like one thing that I like to do, Like I like to know people. I like to get to know them, know their story.
So if you got a dope story, let us know. You could be on the podcast. You
said an adult story?
A dope story.
A dope. I was about to say, man, bro. An adult story, bro. Yo, this is a family-oriented podcast. Just kidding.
No, it's not. We always cussing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, anyone who has a dope story that you want to tell or something, hey, we'll get you in.
You could probably.
You don't gotta.
Next episode.
Yeah, you don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be. You can be a normal person. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, we have a lot of...
trying so hard to explain that.
I just don't want to insult anybody, because you don't have to be an artist to be on the podcast. You can be a business person. You can be a normal human being that, just lives life, I don't care. We'll get you on the podcast. Especially people our age. We're going to get a lot of good stories out of that. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But... we're going to start wrapping it up, you guys. What do you want to leave the Pioneer Nation with today?
The question that Waco asked me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Would you rather be a jack of all trades or be a master of one thing and never be good at anything else?
Once again, thank you guys for tuning in once again to the Bull City Pioneers podcast. We love reading you guys' feedback, so please comment, share, and subscribe to Bull City Pioneers on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Spotify. Give me one. SoundCloud, Anchor, all of it. We're almost everywhere. Apple Podcasts. Everywhere. How is it? Everywhere. And thank you guys for tuning in once again. We'll see you next time on the Bull City Pioneers podcast. I'm Luis.
I'm Hector.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.